What's up, guys, and welcome back to another Ghost Recon Phantoms open discussion. Today I'm talking about legendary items and mystery boxes, specifically diamond mystery boxes. Now, had a couple people ask me this, both in-game and on my channel in the comment section. And the first question to be answered is it worth spending money on mystery boxes, specifically platinum and diamond ones? And the answer to that question is a resounding no. Now, it seems strange that I'm saying this because I spent a lot of money on both, and I have every legendary item except one, but I don't think it's worth it unless I don't spend money on clothing, for example. I work primarily from home. I don't need to commute. There are other things I don't spend money on. So in some sense, I can kind of afford, even though it's not a good use of my money, I can afford to spend money on crap, basically crap, like mystery boxes, diamond, and platinum. However, it's particularly important now because the diamond boxes are back. Now, if you're really, really hungry for legendary items, and I'll talk about the legendary items themselves in a bit, the way you want to go is a diamond mystery box. You don't want to take a platinum mystery box. I've never gotten anything of value from platinum mystery box. I've never gotten a legendary item, whereas I've gotten all my legendary items from the diamond mystery box. All right. So really, I would not recommend spending anything. You spend money on weapons you know you can get. A weapon might cost 10,000 GC, and it might be amazing, but at least you know you can get it, right? Everything else is RNG. The RNG gods, the random number generation gods, and you don't have any control over that. So why bother, right? But talking about the specific white items themselves, yeah, I mean, legendary items are nice. I prefer mobility, I think, ultimately over the ballistic. So I like ultralight on all my classes. 70, they have 74 on this. Recon is super, super fast, right? It's 86, right? And it's 74 again for support. And yeah, it's nice to have them. Now, there's a little misconception, this idea that they win the game for you or they're so amazing. No, they don't. Even the Recon Ultralight, and I've only played about 3 matches with it, more or less, because I just got it this weekend. Even the Recon Ultralight it's great. It definitely gives you an advantage. It's very helpful in some situations, but, you're really squishy, and it's not going to win the game for you. And the same is true of the other ultralight suits and the ballistic. The ballistic has its uses. Sometimes in CQC, firefights, you might be the one who wins because you're able to take a little bit more damage, a little bit more punishment than your opponent. So yeah, they have advantages, obviously, but they don't win the game for you by any means. Not at all. So that's another reason I say it's not worth buying platinum, and specifically it's not worth buying diamond boxes. All right. As far as the weapons are concerned, I used a long time ago, I had the AK-200. It used to be crap. I sold it. But I do have the AKS-200R and the AK-200M. And, they are legendary weapons. What makes them legendary? Well, I mean, they got the unique sound and then the unique look. But it's mostly the headshot damage and the crit modifier, right? I mean, you saw if anyone will watch my montage with the AK-200M, you saw the kind of damage I was doing with the headshots. And even this, if you can go on semi and you get lucky at a headshot at even 40 meters, you're going to probably do 170, 180 damage. So you're going to take out anything more or less. So that's really the strength of these weapons. That's what makes them legendary. They have a ×2 headshot modifier combined with a double crit modifier. Everything else is, I mean, as far as every other stat, a weapon like the AKS-200R, I mean, I've talked about it before in the firing range, but frankly, it's just horrendous at really any range more than 20 meters. I mean, yeah, once you can crouch, you can do that, but it's not a great weapon for any long range encounters. I use it pretty frequently. I don't always use it. You've seen me use other weapons like CPW and M96. But the reality is that I can make it work more or less on even medium-sized maps, but it's certainly not, there you go, 185. It's not optimized for any of that by any means. So, yeah, I would, is this particular weapon worth it? it's hard to say. I mean, it's the only SMG that really has stopping power. It has the highest damage. It's a powerful weapon, right? Which is unusual for SMGs because SMGs tend to be just high fire rate, low damage per bullet, and so on. So if you like a weapon that is just really like a fucking hammer in the form of an SMG, this is the weapon for you. Once again, is it worth spending tons of money getting it, trying to get it? Absolutely not. It's definitely not worth it. This particular is not worth it. Now, I used to have the AK-200, but I sold it, and I don't really, I don't really care anymore. It's kind of an in-between in terms of control and accuracy and damage between the two weapons, the AKS-200R and the AK-200M. So AK-200 is kind of, it's much worse than the SVAL at range. It's not very accurate. It has a lot of stopping power. Probably the best of the legendary weapons is the AK-200M. It has fire rate's not great. It's okay, but it has massive damage. One of the highest damages in the game, 61 per bullet. It's got, and combine that with the headshot modifier, right? I mean, that's without Magnum. And then you put in the Magnum, and you're doing some serious damage. 134. That's going to KO almost every fucking Recon, and even at longer ranges, that's going to KO most Recons as well. So yeah, I have this bug that for some reason I'm switching to smoke grenades all the time. I have no idea why that is. It's really strange. I didn't mean to do that, but I'm having that throughout the games. But yeah, I mean, you can see even at a range like this, it's yeah, I mean, it's insane. And even the DPS, because it's got so much damage per bullet, is pretty decent. Is it worth trying to get the AK-200M? Maybe. It's a really nice weapon. I like it a lot. I don't use it exclusively. I use other weapons for support sometimes, but it's a nice weapon. There's no doubt about it. Not so sure. If I had to, if I had to say, you really want to spend money, this is probably, of all the legendary items, the most valuable. And there you go. Someone telling me I'm spending big money. This is probably the most valuable weapon, and the most valuable suit is definitely the Recon, because you're just so fast with an 86 movement speed. And yeah, it's just fast, So yeah. End of the day, I don't think it's worth spending the money on any of this. If you're crazy, like I wasted a lot of money. Am I happy with the results? Well, I finally got the things I wanted, all of them. I got every item except the AK-200. So yeah, I'm reasonably happy about that. Could I have used all that money for something else? Maybe, a computer with a really great CPU so I can process my videos faster. Yeah, I could have used the money for something else, but sunk costs and otherwise, at the moment, I'm happy. I got the Ultra Recon today. I didn't even spend a lot of money getting it. It was just, I think, 6 boxes, and I lucked out. But remember, before you consider spending money on a diamond box or a platinum, which don't get platinum, really consider the idea it's RNG. It's a random number generation. So that means you can spend enough to buy 5 boxes, and every item in theory could be legendary. Or you could buy 50 boxes and not get a single legendary item. That would be really shit luck. So totally, yeah, total fucking RNG. But that's my advice. Those are my thoughts on it. The legendary items are nice, but they're not even game breaking. I mean, people think they are. The headshot modifier and crit modifier. Crit is RNG too, is random, more or less. And the headshots, yeah, you can, if you concentrate, you can't always get headshots though. So they're nice. I think the legendary weapons are just more there for their unique sound and appearance. They look cool. They're nice to use, but they're not. I mean, you can get just as good, if not better, results with other weapons, particularly at longer ranges. They're not very accurate overall. And yeah, I mean, if you're really lucky, you can get the Recon Ultralight. The other stuff is nice too. It's pretty fast, but ultimately, I'm a sucker for the Ultralight. So those are my thoughts. Don't spend the money, in my opinion, but it's ultimately your money. It's up to you. I would advise against it. This is not going to transform your game into something completely different. Having legendary items, it's not worth it. If you're going to spend money on the game, spend on items that you know you're going to get, like the Watch Dogs weapons bundle or the Halloween weapon bundle or whatever. You know you're going to get this. It's expensive, whatever, but you know you're going to get it. Those are my thoughts, and as always, thanks for watching. If you haven't subbed yet, it would be much appreciated, and if you can hit the like button, that'd be appreciated too. Everyone take care and have a nice night. Bye.